Not this again. So, video game prices are the highest we have ever seen them. Consoles are costing more than ever, with this generation in particular being unprecedented in that for the first time we're seeing prices go up over the lifespan of a console life cycle rather than the prices depreciating as they normally should. And then beyond that, the actual price to buy individual games has gone up significantly. And we owe that in large part to Nintendo, who have made their games $80 for specific titles like Mario Kart World. And that kind of gave the rest of the industry permission to do the same. Since one major company kind of set the bar, it gives other companies the idea of, oh, well, if they can do it and get away with it, so can we. And now we're seeing insinuations that certain games need to be more expensive. You may recall that the topic of Grand Theft Auto 6 and what it will cost being a major topic of discussion months ago. And it is something that has cropped up again because of a statement by Chris Stockman, who is a fairly prolific game developer, and that he's the design director for the first Saints Row game. And look, I love Saints Row and I love what y'all did with it. But what Chris Stockman says here, I woefully disagree with. So he was asked by Esports Insider about what do you make of the idea that GTA 6 will raise the price level again as the first $100 game. And keep in mind, the jump from 60 to 70 took much longer than 70 to 80. And now, just recently, we got $80 games. We want to raise that again, that bar. We want to raise it up again to $100 now. That's an insane idea. With GTA 6 being slated to launch next year if it doesn't get delayed, that means that if GTA 6 were to raise prices to $100 as the base, you can bet your ass that other companies would follow suit because one major corporation decided to kind of take that leap forward and get away with it, and that means other companies will have similar ideas. But yeah, here's what Stockman had to say when asked the notion of GTA 6 being the first $100 game. He is all in on this idea because he thinks that GTA 6 specifically deserves that price point because of its scale. He said, quote, "They're the only ones that can get away with it. I don't think it's a rising tide that floats all boats. I think there will be a tremendous amount of backlash if everyone switched to $100. But there's already backlash for everyone switching to $80, and yet companies are pushing those boundaries. They're pushing that goalpost. They're trying to make that work and normalize that as much as possible. Whether you like it or not, when a new bar is set, the floor rises with it. And you can bet your ass that more companies will feel braver about the notion of pricing their games at $100, regardless of whether it's as ambitious and as large scale as GTA 6 or not. In the same way that companies have already dared to price their games at $80 because Mario Kart World and Nintendo kickstarted that trend. He continues, "Not all games are created equal. I think GTA is the only one that can get away with it, and I hope they do." That's a wild statement. I really hope it's $100. I think it deserves to be $100. Good on you for looking out for the multi-billion-dollar corporation who has made so much freaking money from GTA 5 and GTA Online that they can afford to take this much time and spend this much money on GTA 6 and still be rolling in it. He finishes with, "The scope and magnitude of this production deserves that price tag, but not everything is treated equally. It'd be a disaster if everyone tried to match them, except what you're encouraging is for everyone to match that $100 price point if it were to happen that GTA 6 is priced at $100. Now, this idea of, well, GTA 6 is a much bigger, much more detailed, much more ambitious game with the highest budget we've ever seen for a video game, and therefore it deserves to be more expensive than other games. It's important to note why Rockstar and Take-Two in particular are in a very unique situation to be able to develop a game for this long and spend so much money. And it's very simple. It's Grand Theft Auto. It's frickin' GTA. This is not just some new IP. It is the biggest franchise in the world. And the thing that Rockstar and Take-Two are banking on, that they're gambling on, and it's a fairly good gamble, is that GTA 6 will sell so many freaking units that even pricing it at $70 will make up for the budget and the amount of time that they spent on it, because GTA 6 is just simply that big. It will no doubt be the biggest launch in entertainment history, not just in gaming history, in entertainment history. And Rockstar has already set that record with past releases. Stockman is under the impression that they need to price their game at $100 because the budget is so big, and if they don't price their game higher, then, it'll be a loss for them and they won't make as much money as they'd like. But the reality is that if they make the game more accessible at $70 and let the volume take care of everything, the volume of sales, which will be tremendous just on an unprecedented level, that will more than make up for the cost of developing this specific title. And not to mention that there's still GTA Online 2 to look forward to, which is the thing that will make them money, not just in one fell swoop with a launch, but rather over the long term with recurrent monetization. GTA Online is what's made Take-Two and Rockstar all that freaking money that's allowed them to take all the time in the world and spend all the money in the world for GTA 6. If GTA 5 is already as big as it is, then GTA 6 is only going to be bigger. And so there is no need to price their games at $100 because the goal should be to ensure that as many people buy GTA 6 as possible so you can usher them in to GTA Online, where you want as big of an audience base as possible so those people will recurrently spend money. So just from a business strategy, this is actually an awful idea. And then in terms of what it will do to the games industry as a whole, in terms of setting a new goalpost or pushing the goalpost forward and above in terms of what the base price is and raising the floor with it, that's going to be bad for consumers, especially in the current economic times. The worst idea right now is to make companies brave to think that they can price their games at $100. And it's worth noting that researchers have already kind of chimed in on what they think about GTA 6 and the potential of a $100 price point and whether that would actually be beneficial and a good business move on the part of Take-Two and Rockstar. IGN, for example, recently reviewed a study done by Media Research who said that a $100 price point for GTA 6 would be a bad idea. According to IGN, quote, Media's model survey of more than 2,000 US customers shows that going for $70 would maximize sales potential and keep fans happy. A $100 launch price, however, would reduce both unit sales and overall revenue. IGN even managed to get a direct quote from Perry Gresham, Media Research's head of data and co-author of the report, who said, quote, our research suggests that GTA 6 will generate more revenue at a standard $70 price point than the much discussed $100 price point. A $100 price point would actually leave money on the table. Part of the research includes what percentage of consumers would buy GTA 6 at certain price tiers, and at $70, 60% of consumers said that they would definitely or probably buy the game, whereas at $100, only 35% said that they would definitely or probably buy the game. And then earlier this year, on January of 2025, Matt Piscatella, a well-known analyst at Circana who often gives out sales figures for games sold in the US, talked about whether he thinks that GTA 6 will be priced at $100, and he said probably not because there's just no need. You want to make the funnel as wide as possible while also optimizing launch money or launch dollars. You don't do this by making the base price of a game so high that the funnel narrows. It just makes no sense at all, especially with something like GTA that is all about selling at vast volumes. You want to make that process as frictionless as possible, and you do that by maintaining your price at the base standard price point and not being the one to raise that bar to such a significant degree. From $80 to $100 will be such a huge leap. $70 to $80 already faced tons of backlash. Imagine $80 to $100. Another researcher, Joost van Drunen, NYU Stern professor, said this: their success with GTA 5 came partly from their pricing strategy, launching at a standard price point late in the console cycle, then selling another copy to those same players when they upgraded to new consoles. They'll likely stick to this proven approach, though they'll definitely offer premium editions with extras at higher price points, which is standard at this rate for this industry. That's been normalized enough. But in terms of a base price, the lowest price point with which you can get GTA 6 with, sticking with $70 is the best strategy right now. So even forgetting the ethics of being such a big company with such a big franchise that you can set a new floor for video game prices and then taking advantage of that to set game prices at $100, even forgetting that, just from a pure business strategy, from a corporate standpoint, it's a bad idea currently to set games at $100 because it would just diminish sales. It would diminish the potential reach of a game that has the most potential to have the most reach because it's freaking GTA, and you don't need to price the game at $100 to be massively successful with this title, and doing so might actually result in less revenue overall because less people might end up buying the game. Now, at $100, GTA 6 would still be incredibly successful, but to maximize long-term potential for revenue and onboarding people to GTA 6 as much as possible, keeping it at a standard price point and drawing in as many players as possible and transitioning them into GTA Online or trying to lure them in there and making that the best experience possible. And then, monetizing that aspect, which they will, whether we like it or not, is the way to go. Something else I want to address is Stockman's approach to this $100 price point, saying that specifically GTA 6 should have $100, and he doesn't believe that this is a tide that floats all boats. He says that it'll be a tremendous amount of backlash if everyone switched to $100, but the thing is, companies don't care about backlash. They care about the numbers. They care about financial results, and if that $100 price point has the potential to be normalized, they will go for it regardless of backlash. Stockman is being naive in assuming that if GTA 6 were priced at $100, then other companies wouldn't follow suit, especially given that research has shown that game publishers and companies are hoping GTA 6 will give them the excuse to charge $100 for games. Here's a research and report by Matthew Ball. Quote, in 2025, GTA 6's impact on industry playtime and spending will be mixed as it launches console online and severely cannibalizes hours/spend on other titles. But some game makers hope GTA 6 will be priced at $80 to $100, breaking the $70 barrier and helping $50 titles to move up to $60, $60 to $70, etc. This was from a presentation that Matthew Ball published on matthewball.co back in January 14th, 2025. This presentation is titled The State of Video Gaming in 2025. It's got 231 slides, so pretty extensive stuff. But yeah, this is obvious, but even research shows that if GTA 6 were to be priced at $100, it wouldn't just stop there. Other companies would use GTA 6 as an excuse to follow suit and price their games higher. Maybe they'll price it at $90 and be like, hey, at least it's cheaper than GTA 6. But because GTA 6 set the bar so high, those game prices that are here can go up to here now. And we already saw this with Nintendo pricing Mario Kart World at $80. And they try to justify it, saying that the content within the game justifies it. But I've seen games with more content than Mario Kart World priced at $70 or less. While Mario Kart World does a lot of cool things for the Mario Kart series, it doesn't revolutionize gaming so much. It's no GTA 6 that justifies it being a base price that's $10 higher than it was before. And with Mario Kart World doing this, it didn't just stop at Mario Kart World. A bunch of other games are now slowly but surely pricing their games at $80. Microsoft recently announced that they want to price their games at $80, so on and so forth. So it would be the same thing with GTA 6 because that game is too big to fail in the way that Mario Kart World is too big to fail even at $80. And we'd only see an escalation of game prices within an industry whose prices are already so untenable for consumers because of how rampant price increases have been for both hardware and software. Now, Matthew Ball's research here was from before Nintendo announced $80 for Mario Kart World, increasing the floor of AAA game prices to $80 along with it. So, game makers who are hoping that GTA 6 will be priced at $80 to $100, Nintendo got there first. They priced Mario Kart World at $80, but now game makers are hoping GTA 6 will take that even further and raise that floor even more and normalize a new higher price point. I think GTA 6 will ultimately end up being $80. I think Mario Kart World gave them the permission to do that. I think the initial plan would have been to price GTA 6 at $70, but Mario Kart World just kind of made everything $10 more expensive, and Take-Two and Rockstar know that because that's now the new base, they can get away with it, especially because GTA 6 is such an ambitious, grand, epic game. Though ideally, they'll see the benefits of pricing the game at $70, but at $90 and $100, they do risk alienating enough of an audience base, enough of a player base, that while it'll still be mega successful, it might not be as successful as it could have been if they had made the pricing of this game more accessible and thought more about the long-term plans for GTA 6. But I guess only time will tell how Take-Two and Rockstar will ultimately price GTA 6. I'm predicting $80. I'd love to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on opinions surrounding whether GTA 6 should be priced at $100 or not, and whether you actually think GTA 6 will go beyond $80. Like, what do you think GTA 6 will be priced at and should be priced at? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.